How you doing? Welcome to my channel. I like to do this one in honor of Master Sergeant Debra Clayton. Just rough.
Just paying attention.
We are looking for what is out of place.
Well, I just think that the bad guys were just getting so brazen, thinking that it's okay.
I'm nobody. You know, and I'm just like everyone else out here, just trying to make a living and do my thing and support the family and all that. But if you're in Florida sometime, turn on the local news, you're going to hear about Master Sergeant Debra Clayton and also Sheriff's Deputy Norman Lewis. You know, they got dressed, they got their clothes on, they put on their armor, they suited up, they geared up, going to work, and expected to come home, and didn't. They were shot by Markeith Loyd. And it's really jacked up, you know, and it's not a big deal on national news, you know, CNN, MSNBC, not even Fox, not really. But local news, if you're in Florida, it's a big deal. And it's jacked up because, you know, I don't believe he was some kind of, you know, person that was necessarily trying to kill cops. Like, you know, lately that's been fashionable. That's been a thing, to go out and shoot cops, shoot police. But I don't think that was a thing for him. He was just a thug and a murderer, and he did what he did. And he shot his pregnant girlfriend, killed her, Sade Dixon. And I think he shot her brother, because that was my sister, my little sister. I would do what he did. And he went out to try to help her out, save her. He shot him too. And you know, he's at Walmart, and Officer Clayton goes in for something else, circles around, an employee or somebody in the parking lot says they recognize Markeith Loyd. And so she goes in after him, and he shot her like 12 times. And he's been on the run ever since. They were asking $60,000, I believe, for his arrest as a reward. Now that's up to $100,000. And it sickens me, particularly because we all know if Officer Clayton, if Debra Clayton were just somebody and it'd been on the other end, and let's say she was in the middle of a crime and she'd been shot by police, well, we know how that goes. It's not that big of a deal on national news. We got other things to talk about, but you know, screw that. That's whatever. But and you can't call it black hate if you're thinking that, because all the players, Jeremy Demings, and he ain't having this mess. He's black, you know, and there is a relationship that goes beyond race. And you who are in the military, you who are in the firefighters, you know about this. And corrections, you all know this. There is a family fraternity that goes beyond skin tone. And that's what this is. Both of them.
This man you're about to see, Markeith Loyd, is on the FBI's most wanted list after police say he gunned down an Orlando police officer. The reward now at $100,000 after police say he shot and killed Master Sergeant Debra Clayton outside a Walmart. Orange County Sheriff's Deputy Norman Lewis died in a motorcycle crash while looking for the suspect. Police describe Loyd as dangerous and desperate. He was already wanted for the murder of his pregnant girlfriend, and police believe he may have had and continue to have help in hiding from authorities. Meanwhile, memorials continue to grow at the scene of the shooting and at the Orlando police station, and that is where
You could say Sergeant Debra Clayton and her sister Nikki never really grew up.
We were on phones like teenagers.
Here they are on Christmas Day celebrating together. It was her sister's boisterous way that kept the two young at heart.
Oh, big, bright, beautiful personality that she carried. You know, the energy, full of love.
Monday morning, police say Nikki's sister approached 41-year-old Markeith Loyd in this Walmart parking lot. Loyd wanted for allegedly murdering his pregnant girlfriend.
Her job was to serve and protect, but in her heart, her job was to make a difference.
Clayton told him to stop, but instead, he shot her dead and disappeared. This is another memorial set up in the parking lot she was killed in.
Never a complaint. It's just the way he treated people.
Deputy Norman Lewis was hit by an SUV while assisting in the manhunt for Markeith Loyd. Spike Hopkins supervised Deputy Lewis. He had to pull over when he learned the news.
I was just so heartbroken about this great man.
He shared this picture from when Deputy Lewis joined his squad in 2005. Here you can see the deputy in action back in 2013, ticketing school zone speeders. A single man originally from Port Charlotte. Lewis moved up to Orlando to attend UCF, where he also played football before becoming a deputy. He was highly regarded among fellow deputies and surrounding departments. Kim Montez is with the Florida Highway Patrol. She had tears streaming down her face, talking about her colleague and friend.
Just a loving, wonderful human being.
During his final moments, the people he promised to serve and protect tried to serve and comfort him.
He came back and he squeezed my hand, and his hand was his arm was going cold, but he started breathing.
And this fool gets to live. And you know, but the whole crux of this whole video is this. You know, for people who, you know, if you don't live in the hood, when I say the hood is a nickname for poor black neighborhood. If you've not grown up in the hood, you know, places like Ferguson, places like, you know, somewhere like Pine Hills, you know, lots of parts of Detroit, and if you don't know nothing about that because you don't live in that, do not judge people who live in neighborhoods like that. Meaning, Loyd is obviously getting a lot of help, and these are the people that are kind of helping and abating him and not giving police answers, and they're going up. Jeremy Deming says we're going to hook him up too. They're going to be responsible for everything he did if they're helping him out. But you have to understand that not everyone from the hood is a criminal. People who live in the hood get stereotyped. People who live in trailer towns, they get stereotyped. People who live in well-manicured lawns in the suburbs, they get stereotyped. And the thing is, people from the hood have to live. People who work and obey the law and go to work every day and live responsibly, you never see them. You don't ever see them marching. You never see them rioting because they're too busy. They got to be at work in the morning. But people judge them like, oh, you know, they should just give them up. They should just give them up. But you don't understand. And it's nothing to be proud of. But if I'm going to say there is something that St. Louis, we started this saying and everyone picked up on it, snitches get stitches. That's why people in those neighborhoods don't scream out the criminals. That's why they're reluctant to give them up, because you get the guy you want and then his boys go terrorist, because these people are under siege, you know. And that's why it's so insulting when people who are not from the hood get on board and try to defend criminals who are from the hood and they never been there, because they don't know. When you go there, then you can talk to me. When you live in the hood and then you want to say poor black people and poor people and poor this, and they've been misunderstood, and if you don't live around that, you can't talk to me.
That when minority groups voice discontent, they're not just engaging in reverse racism or practicing political correctness. When they wage peaceful protests, they're not demanding special treatment, but the equal treatment that our founders promised.
And I was hoping, he would at least, go ahead and say that the protesters have a right to protest and they're protesting injustice. Why wouldn't you say? But that doesn't excuse that it's not okay that, and name their names. The officers from Texas, officers from Louisiana, officers all over have died. And if we're all so racist and so race conscious that race matters so much, name all the black officers and leave out the white ones. At least do that. Wouldn't do it. And this ain't an anti-Obama speech. I'm not going there. Black Americans live in the hood. He's never been 10 miles of it to not acknowledge it. And he hadn't done a whole lot for that. And really, can you expect him to? We have to do that. We can't be mad when our people don't matter to us and we scream to the world that our people matter and they don't matter to us. It's wrong. Why couldn't you just point out all of the souls who died, who are black and Hispanic and white? What about them?
Thank you, Commissioner Hill, for everything and the community. This is such a great day that God has made, isn't it? Yes. So we want to stop the violence in the community, but we need the community to speak up. Let us know what's going on so that we can try to intervene. We can't do anything without you all letting us know what's going on so that we can protect and save our children from violence. And we also, the police is here to help you. We're not here to hurt you, we're here to help you. And if you have any complaints, just follow up with the complaints. And believe me, we will look into them, okay? So don't give up on us despite everything you've seen on the news. We're here for you. So that was the reason for bringing the cops and the community together so we can start having a unity, building these relationships, and trusting each other.
We must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred.